I need time to get ready, but I don't have time. I'm going on a date tonight with myself. First, I'm going to an event at a hair salon and they're gonna talk about their products, I guess. And after that, I will be going to a concert and I have to eat something in between. And I haven't made a reservation because, I don't know, I forgot about it. So we'll just have to figure that out. But I wanna look pretty when I am on my date. There are a few things that I wanna be better at in life. One thing being a very good friend. I feel sometimes that I am lazy and I spend time with my husband, who I love, and he's also my best friend. But I want to take more time to spend with my friends' friends that are not my husband's. And the second thing is, well, I also want to be better at doing push-ups. That was actually my New Year's resolution. And I do want to be better at going on concerts, going out. Also when I'm doing that, like if I don't have someone who wants to join me, just do it anyways. And I am quite good at doing things by myself. I am quite good at going to bars and reading a book, and sometimes I am a little better at that than going with other people because, well, if you're going all alone, you can decide everything yourself. You can decide when you want to leave, you can decide how long you want to stay, you can decide what to drink, what to eat. You know, if I get tired, I can just leave. But I am not very good at going to concerts or those kind of things. And part of it is also because it's quite expensive in Copenhagen. So I can't always afford to do the things that I want to do. But tonight I'm gonna go to a concert where an orchestra is playing music from Björk's album Homogenic. I am a very big Björk fan. And her name is not Björk, as I know that English speakers like to say. The O with the dots is a in Swedish. She's Icelandic though, but it's the same kind of sound. Okay, the thing is also that I feel that I always look crazy in my hair. Now we're gonna go to a hair salon, so I should probably do something about this. I usually just wear like a hat when I feel I have a crazy hair day. And that's also part of living in Copenhagen because the water here is so hard and that makes your hair super weird. And you're also always biking, so you're either wearing a helmet or being somewhere where it's very windy. So there are not many good opportunities to like have a good hair day here in Copenhagen, but I need to leave like in 3 minutes, so let's see what I can do. What time is it? This is also what my hair is doing. I put on the helmet and it squeezes here and then it does this. I feel like I am Popeye's wife. Oh, I don't like this. I feel like a boy band. What is this? Oh, the other day I went to another event and a girl there, she said that she didn't want to use her mirrors in her apartment as much because she felt that she got in her head about like, you know, using makeup more or those kind of things. And I couldn't relate to that because, well, we have one mirror where I can see my full body, so, and also the light is broken in our bedroom, so I can't really see what I'm wearing. And the bathroom has like a tiny mirror. I was like, sometimes I feel that I should use a mirror more because I sometimes look crazy. And And then they started laughing, and I said that I sometimes have to ask my husband if I'm looking alright, which is true. Like sometimes I'm like, do I look insane, or do I look cool insane, or do I look cool, or what's the vibe here when I'm leaving the house? Because I feel like I can't tell from the non-existing mirrors in our home. And he tells me, obviously, because why wouldn't he? And the other girl, she was like, oh, but your husband is the worst audience, of course he won't tell you. And I just felt like I can't sometimes relate to other women who live in, I don't know, I just feel like I live in a separate world where husbands say the truth and I don't use mirrors, and I don't know, I feel like sometimes I am too political for this world. I don't know, I have to leave now. Okay, I'm on Kongens Nytorv and I left the event early. It turned out to be like a long lecture, like 1.5 hour lecture, which is not what I was wanting to do with my evening. And I also started to feel like a little panicky sitting there, which is, I mean, it's not their fault. That happens to me sometimes, but I didn't want to like sit there and feel anxious. So now I will try and find a place where I can have a drink. Look at how cute Copenhagen is now. I'm the worst vlogger ever, but I went to Goldfinch, which is one of my favorite restaurants here in Copenhagen, and I had a drink that was amazing, and my phone died, that's why I didn't film. And I had pickles. I love pickles. And now I'm on my way. I hope it's gonna be fun. So when I was at this concert the other day and they played Homogenic, which is an album by Björk that I listened to so much when I was a teenager, it reminded me so much of someone that was super special to me at that time that I never met. I mean, this was in the beginning of internet, right? And I started talking to someone. He called himself, I guess I can say his name because it's not his real name. I learned after a lot of years. So he called himself Patrick, and everyone who knows me from back then, everyone, like all of my friends, I actually have a few friends from the same platform that I got to know him at. He was this super charming guy, and the platform was mainly girls, and we talked a lot, and it was on that level that he texted me in the evening saying like, I just wanted to let you know that I love you, you know, that kind of thing. And it felt like we had a relationship that was something deep. And also I was like 13, 14, 15, you know, all emotions are big at that age. My emotions are still quite big, but you know what I mean. It was like this, I felt this deep connection to him. And many years after, we never got to meet. I tried to meet him a few times. He said things like, yeah, I saw you, you looked cute, I didn't dare to like say hi or something like that. I even went to where he lived one time. And yeah, a lot of things. We never met. He has been this mystery man to me for all these years. And now, I mean, I'm 35 now. I was probably 13 maybe when we started talking. And through the years, like also back then, I could understand that something wasn't really right. I understood after some time that probably not everything was the truth. But I knew that he was a person, and I know that he wasn't a creep or something like that. Maybe, I mean, he can still be creepy, but it never felt creepy to me. And I think he is around my age, and I think a lot of the things that he has said are true, but I think he concealed his identity or pretended to be someone else because he needed to. And many years after this, I tried to find him, and I went into like detective mode. I think all girls who... Oh, where's my other earring? Oh, I forgot to put on my other earring. Anyway, so I think every girl who has been through growing up with internet or anything, we're quite good at investigating things. So I started like going through things that I remember about him, and I have quite good memory with certain things. So I contacted someone that I thought was a relative to him, and this person was a little freaked out by me, which wasn't my intention, but I can understand that now. She was like, "Who are you? Why are you contacting me?" But I was like, "Hey, are you the sister of this person?" And she was like, "No, I have no idea who you are. This name doesn't, like, this is not my brother. I don't know who you are. Why are you contacting me?" She thought I was a weirdo. And then I explained to her, and she was like, after a few emails back and forth, she was like, "I think I know who you are talking about now, but that is not his real name." And anyways, I didn't want to make this about him, but I remember so deeply listening to Homogenic and feeling all these big emotions about having all these feelings around love and what I thought love was at the time, and you know, all of that. And that Homogenic album will always remind me of him because of those feelings that I had listening to Björk's songs and talking to him during that period of my life. And also she has a song where the lyrics are, "You think you're denying me of something, but I've got plenty. You're the one who's missing out, but you won't notice. Till after 5 years, if you live that long, you'll wake up all loveless." And then she sings about like how she's so bored of cowards who say they want, but then they can't handle. And I don't know, those lyrics resonated with me at this time. So it was a beautiful experience, and it reminded me of him. And I don't know if I will ever get to know who he really is. I do have his real first name now, and I do know a few things about him, but it's not super important for me anymore to find out who he really was. But I feel that relationship, although it wasn't really a relationship, but you know, that relationship taught me things about dating men, honestly, and how much men avoid negative feelings and how manipulative love can be sometimes. So yeah, I think I learned a lot of things from him through our non-existing relationship. Anyway, that was just something that I thought of, and tonight I'm gonna take myself out on a date again. It's a super great day today. I woke up very early, like 5:30, because it was blowing so hard. It's super windy and it's been raining all day, and my husband is also away. He's traveling with work, so I thought I should take myself out on a date. So tonight I'm gonna go to an event. There is this PR agency or communications agency. They're doing an event tonight in Copenhagen, and after that I'm thinking about going to the movies, and I hope I can find some tickets to this film called Perfect Days. One of you followers, or someone who follows me on Instagram, recommended that movie to me when I asked about beautiful movies. So I've been wanting to see that, and I think that's a kind of a movie that is like good for a date. I'm gonna put on some makeup, or I already have some makeup on, but I wanna also do some eyeliner and mascara, and after that I'll go to work, and then I'll go to the event, and then I'll see you at the movies, I guess.
بعد خوبه هر روز بیرون غذا می‌خوری. شما همه
It's Tuesday afternoon, and I've been super tired today, and it feels like I'm gonna fall asleep or start crying. But I had planned to take myself out on a date tonight. So I think I will try and do that anyway, even though I don't feel very well. After all, it's just gonna be me and a book. Alright, I'm home now, and I'm gonna make myself a datey dinner. And that means I'm gonna make a pasta with mushrooms and lemon and garlic, because I'm dating myself tonight, so I can eat garlic. And I think that's it. I also have, I think I still have some, yeah, we got a bottle of nice white wine, and I'm gonna use a little bit of this. It's delicious, this wine. I'm gonna use a little bit of that in my pasta. And since we are here talking without no one else, I was thinking about a few things, as I always do. I was thinking about how diverse Denmark is and how segregated it is. I feel as an immigrant here in Denmark. As you know, I'm from Sweden, and Sweden is the neighboring country to Denmark. We basically have the same language, but it's difficult to understand unless you're used to it. I feel that Copenhagen is like two places in one. I feel as a non-Dane that it's very hard to kind of penetrate the Danish society. And I feel Danes are very closed off, and at the same time I have never, well, I did study in the US, and obviously the United States is a very different country from any Scandinavian country. I never really felt like an immigrant in the United States, except for that one time when one guy in my class, I studied political science. I was doing my bachelor's in social anthropology, and I studied mostly political science in the United States. And one guy in one of my classes, when we were discussing something, I think it was universal healthcare, he was like, well, yeah, kind of saying that my opinion didn't matter because I wasn't from the United States. We were discussing whether universal healthcare is a good thing or no, and as a Scandinavian, as a Swede, obviously I think it's a great thing because everyone should have the right to easily access healthcare. It's a human right. And that was one of the things that I found the weirdest about being in the United States, how a lot of things that we as Scandinavians view as super normal were super sensitive to talk about in the United States. And for context, I was studying in California in 2012, 2013, so I was there for a year. So filming this video has made me thought about dating culture. Actually, no, that was a lie. I'm always thinking about dating culture. I'm very fascinated about dating and what that says about the society. I'm always super into watching dating shows on Netflix. If you watch Love is Blind and you compare the different countries, I feel they say a lot about what is important in that society, what we value, how the gender roles look like, all of those things. And I think that's super interesting, but also I am a social anthropologist, so I guess it makes sense that I chose to study that when this is something I'm interested in. Something that I see a lot, and that was a big issue for me when I was dating guys, is that, as I said in the beginning, that men tend to avoid uncomfortable feelings. And I think, generally speaking, this is something we all struggle with as a society. It's like we are allergic to big emotions. Struggling with feeling big emotions has literally been one of my own biggest struggles in life. Living with agoraphobia, that is basically being scared of having a panic attack somewhere where it might feel uncomfortable or embarrassing to have a panic attack, and then you start developing a phobia against feeling things in your body. So it's not that I point fingers, but I do think that men, I mean, all men don't have agoraphobia. That's not the case. So it's not like a mental health thing, it's a cultural thing. And I think that because men are so deeply uncomfortable with having tough conversations or feeling that they have to like make someone sad or anything like that, that's why they ghost you instead, and they don't want to deal with things, and they just suppress whatever they are feeling, which is super annoying when you're trying to date someone. I one time saw a meme that I thought was super fun. I think it was like a picture, I don't remember what the picture was, maybe a picture of a guy, but it was like, the text was when he's saying he's been battling his demons and he's literally just been having feelings or something like that. Because that's what it is when we are battling our inner demons, it's just feelings. And I think we shouldn't be battling those. We should be making space for them and understand them instead. And I feel that something that a lot of men do is that they assume things instead of asking questions. I think this is crucial when dating. You have to be curious about life and about the other person, not only because you want to like collect facts, but also because you don't want to assume what the other person is feeling. I've seen this a lot, and that's that guys assume that you want a relationship with them just because you show any kind of affection or interest in them. So they get super stressed and then they disappear, even though you might not have been there. Like maybe you don't want to have a relationship with them, but maybe you are interested and want to find out more, or you think that you had a good time and you want to have that good time again. And it's super frustrating because I feel that it's a huge issue in our society that men are not taught how to experience their feelings in a healthy way and identify them and talk about them. And instead we have a bunch of problems, not only in our dating culture, but in our society at large. Women are taught to talk about feelings and emotions, and that's like a whole process. We start journaling, and like I still have my diaries from when I was 6, I think. When I barely knew how to write, I was already writing about my feelings, you know? So I've been practicing all my life, and I have also been in therapy. And yeah, I just feel that I struggle with seeing how this is still an issue. Anyway, that was a little rant about dating culture, but it was great dating myself. I'm gonna continue doing that. When I have money, I'm gonna take myself to a spa, maybe after Christmas. I think that's gonna be cozy. Thank you for being here when I was dating myself, and I hope I will see you soon again.